Hey guys, Snowback here at the out in my garage, and in between my last video, I told you I was going to do some work on the Mustang, but I think today, before I get started on that, I'm going to start peeling emblems and everything off. But I think I'm going to do a little airbrushing. Some of you know, most of you probably don't. I'm an airbrush artist. That's what I do for a living, and nothing's happening with that right now because of everything being closed. So I'm going to airbrush something. I'm going to show you how I do it. And what I have here is a Yeti drink cup, whatever you want to call it, tumbler. It's an overpriced item, I know, but it is kind of cool. And apparently I like buying overpriced shit. So we're going to start with this. So we're going to do some airbrushing on it. I'm going to do a traditional style flame. I'm going to tape that off, and then I'm going to airbrush a more of a realistic style flame underneath of it, and then we'll peel off the black. We'll peel off the traditional flame, which will be black then, and then I'll pinstripe it. So it'll make this tumbler actually look pretty cool. So here's what I want to show you. So far I've just put one piece of tape on, and you can see this edge here is already cut. Here's what you do is when you put the blue line tape down, and then you go to put your masking tape over top of that, and you give it a nice press down, you can see the blue line directly underneath of it. Okay, take a nice blade with a nice X-Acto knife very carefully, and don't press all the way through it. Just go down and just press through the masking tape and into the blue tape. Don't press. Get a nice sharp blade so you're not pressing all the way through the blue tape, because if you do that, then you take a risk on it bleeding through. You know, when you spray it, it could bleed right through where you sliced it. And not only that, then you press too hard, then you're going to see slice marks down in your surface of what you're working on. You know. So this here, what you see here is going to remain black. When everything is done, all the airbrushing will be here. This is going to be black when I peel everything off, and then we'll go back in with a fine line pinstriping brush, and then we'll pinstripe all of this, and then we'll clear coat the whole thing. It'll look pretty sweet. Okay, so we have the flames all taped off. Some traditional flames, basic style, taped off, cut, ready to roll. Color, we're gonna do these traditional style flames. I thought it'd be kind of cool is I've got some leftover. I got all kinds of paint everywhere. So this is like a blue metallic. It's a leftover paint I had. And I've also got this, you can see a little bit, this purpley. So when I want to darken this, do some shadows, I'm gonna add a little bit of this purple in there to get it a little bit darker. And then obviously I got some white, and that's gonna lighten it and do some highlights with some white that we're gonna put in to make a little bit of a light blue, and then some highlights at the end. So I'm gonna plug this in, put some paint in, and start doing some airbrushing. And for these traditional style flames, I use this is called a French curve. You can get this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or Packetans is now out of business, which I used to love that store. So you get your set of French curves, and this is one, you know, this is how you start doing, you know, when you do these traditional, do different things. There's no shame in using stencils, because you can't get some of these nice edges that you need without it. So you got to do some stencil work. Do some stencil, and then you go in with the little freehand, and you do this and that, and then pretty soon you got something that looks pretty cool. So we'll load up some paint, start airbrushing, and I'll get right back to you. So I added a little bit of purple. This is a nice dark purple. Added just a little bit of that, and that's going to darken things up just a smidge. And then you can kind of go in. Going to go in and do some darker areas. So now I've taken some of the original blue and I've added a little bit of white to it and lightened it up just a smidge. So now I'm going to kind of go over a little bit and do some lighter areas. All right, so now we have this, the flames put on there. So now basically all you do now is you start peeling off the masking tape. The main thing about any kind of painting is there's always such a lot of waste. The prep work is the worst. All the prepping, all the taping, just like when you paint a car. You spend more time taping and prepping than you actually do painting the thing. It's all taping and cleaning and sanding, and the fun part only is the airbrushing, and that only lasts for a couple of minutes. The rest of it is all the tedious work. So now you know why it costs so much money to have custom things done. Yeah, you're paying for talent, but it's a lot of prep work. And like I said, at $8 to $12 a roll, look at you tape this up, you use all this, you tape it, and then you peel it off and throw it away. It's like, but you can't do it without it. Okay? So now it's probably kind of hard to see, but so now we have these flames, the fire behind it, and then you can see the traditional black flames. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pinstriping brush, and we're going to get some pinstriping paint, and I'm going to go ahead and pinstripe with a paintbrush all the way around all these flames and do a nice thin little line all the way around these flames. And I'm going to do that in processed blue, which personally is one of my favorite colors in pinstriping enamel. So we're going to do processed blue, we're going to do this whole thing, and then we're going to clear it, and then we're going to peel the tape, and it's going to be badass. Alright, so now we're going to pinstripe this. This is the processed blue, this is the lid, and the paint we use for doing pinstriping, maybe some of you have heard it, maybe you haven't, it's called One Shot. It is basically made, it's a lettering enamel, it's made for doing lettering signs and pinstripes and anything outdoors. But this is very good paint, it's very strong, and it holds up really nice. You have to have a pretty steady hand. And then when you connect the lines, you got to make sure you're right on there. Now this is going to get tricky when we got to start spinning this thing. We might have to stand it up. Just palleting off my brush here. Now we'll probably have to stand this up. All right, so there you have it. It's clear coated, pinstriped. It's pretty cool. Okay, so there you have it. I appreciate you watching my video. Just a quick little airbrush tutorial, little happy little cup. That's how to turn a $40 Yeti into a $100 Yeti. Pretty simple. If you're bored, if you got nothing else to do, and you got some of these things laying around, or you know somebody you can borrow, give it a try. It's pretty cool and it's kind of fun. So I'll see you next time. Please like my videos, share them with everybody you can, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.